Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Pam at the Paper Outpost, and I'm so happy to be back here with you and with my voice. And that means Sunny has a voice too. So it is craft chat today, and yep, I made it through the long dark laryngitis. Thank you for your patience. Let's craft. Okay, so today is answering crafty questions, picking two winners. We're gonna have a paper scrap winner and a fabric scrap winner for two contests today. And I wanted to show you a couple things that I found. First of all, I'm almost better. Oh, it's pretty good now. I can talk. I might still sound a little weird. Sorry about that. But no, I feel great. So there you go. This I found in a box of ephemera. It was kind of interesting. This is a little bag of salt from the Great Salt Lake of Utah, and you can feel the salt in here. And excuse me, the salt has, I have no lights on. You know, it's amazing how quickly we forget how we do this. Okay, well, I've been gone a week. Okay, you can see, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, I can feel like the salt has somehow leaked out and caused this rough surface, which gets lighter as you go here. This feels smooth, but this is rough from the salt. Anyway, I thought that was so cute. This is a postcard, and there's actually some very faint writing on the postcard. It's hard to read, but what a neat little thing to, I can't believe that went through the mail. I mean, it is postmarked, and it has writing. There's an address. So there you go. Somebody sent that at some point. I just thought that was interesting. Never seen that before. And this, I had to laugh because this is one of my, what I would call my original fundles. This was before I sold them. This was the type of thing I would do for myself. I would grab a, let me back up a little bit here. Grab a Ziploc bag and just shove it full of old and interesting papers. And then I would toss that on my desk as I was making journals. So I could grab little, I mean, I didn't, whatever was in here, I would just pull from this stuff because it gave me a concentrated bit of stuff to work with. Here's napkin, here's some DIGIKITS stuff, here's, I don't know, book page. I mean, you name it, there's everything in here. And yeah, that's how the fundles were born. So this is, you know, it's not very pretty. Hopefully the ones I sell are prettier than this. But yeah, and you know, it's just like all sorts of different kinds of papers, book pages, you name it, it went in here. There's some little foreign language, you know, scrapbook paper. I mean, that's what it created with. So it's kind of, again, kind of neat to look back at what you found interesting way back then. That's a pretty, I like mushrooms. I've always been fascinated by them. I love seeing them in nature. And I love seeing pictures of them in drawings. And I've drawn them before, some different mushrooms. I like to draw nature. And, you know, whether it's animals or vegetation. Yeah, it's just a fun thing to do. Okay, so where are we going to start here today? Let's answer a question. Let's see what your burning questions are today. Okay, Janine Woodhull asks, when you answered the question about how long you collected stuff before you started making, you forgot to say the timeline on when you started creating journals. Also, you didn't you tell us before your collection or hoard overflowed into your garage? Yes, yes. Oh, it has overflowed into many different areas at this point. Okay, so I would say I was a collector before I was a journal maker. And I want to say I probably started making journals somewhere between 2015 and 2016, 2017 maybe. And the Paper Outpost became official in 2019. And I started my Etsy shop before my YouTube channel. And there was like what I call the dead zone, where I put things in my Etsy shop, and of course nobody knew I was there. I was just like floating around in space. Etsy is like a big newspaper, and unless somebody actually knows the newspaper is there, why would they read it, right? So, you know, it was like a long time before something sold. It was crickets. I actually forgot about my Etsy shop. I read somewhere you're supposed to put in at least 10 items, so I got up to number 6, and I just sort of pooped out, and I went traveling. I literally forgot about my Etsy shop. And then I finally came back home, and then all of a sudden one day I heard the ching, and I didn't even know what the noise was. It was the sound of an Etsy sale, which I had never heard before. And I remember when I finally realized what it was, I was instantly terrified because I'm like, oh my God, something sold. Somebody, oh my God, somebody actually paid money for something I made. I'm so scared now. What if they don't like it? Oh, what if it falls apart? Oh my God, I went through that journal so many times, I cannot tell you. And testing it, looking at it this way, they're shaking it, like making sure everything was in the right place. And oh, it was like panic. It was sheer panic. And then sending it off and all of that. It was quite the journey, but yeah, so that was the beginning. That's how it went. And then my second sale was this was really nice. The lady who bought my first one, she bought another one from me, and that really made me feel good because I felt like she was telling me she liked it enough where she would actually buy a second one. And they were all completely different. And that was very meaningful. So if you're still out there, hi. And I actually, we got to know each other pretty well. And that was a good experience. But I don't know if I went off on a tangent. Oh, my hoard. Yes. Okay. So I remember, I'm a Cancer, so we like to collect things and save things by nature. But I retrained myself to let go of a lot of things in life. Otherwise, you end up with mountains of stuff and you can't move. And I wanted to have that free flow space feeling in my home. So I got into the Marie Kondo, like getting rid of a lot of stuff that doesn't bring you joy. And I went through the whole house and I really went deep. And I was down to like a toothpick and my toothbrush, and that's all I had. And no, I had more than that, but it was very bare bones, but deep down inside, I still had this urge to collect things. So I don't remember what came first, honestly, but I was collecting those tea cards already. I remember that. And the little British tea cards, the little cards that come in the tea boxes, and they have pretty animals and things like that on them. And then I remember, getting into junk journals, and then I saw some people that were using this old paper in their journals, and I became fascinated by that. I remember the first time I saw a handwritten letter, an old letter that was in somebody's journal on the YouTube, and I was like, oh, wow, look at that. That is so cool. Oh, somebody's old handwritten letter. Oh, that is the neatest thing. I mean, how amazing would that be to find in a journal? I don't know, that just really got me started. And then the rest is history. Okay, so the real question was, so I guess I gave you the timeline. And then didn't you tell us before your collection hoard overflowed into your garage? Yes, it has. But I do my best to corral it. And it gets away on me every once in a while, but I am making great strides. It's organized out there. It's an organized mess. But good things are happening with that stuff. I'm able to use it, create with it, and also provide things for you guys if you're interested in them. So it keeps everything flowing. There's a flow in and there's a flow out. And as long as everything keeps flowing and it doesn't amass and become like a bezoar or a big drain clog, in life, that's okay. So I have to be very mindful and very careful about how I create flow in my home for that, because I want a clean home, I want a fresh home, I don't want a lot of paper dust, or fabric dust. I want it to be fresh air and healthy place, but also a place of creativity, and where I have a lot of selection and choice. And yeah, apparently I have a lot of selection and choice here. And oh, that's nice. Sometimes you just get the rear end. That's all you get in life. You know what I mean? So we'll just tuck you back in there. I remember making these. These were, I was making my own little book plates. And that's cute, right? Like all you need is now you think I could find this stamp again? I have it somewhere. It's just probably one of those silicone stamps. And then I just used stamp here, and I put a little turtle there. And there you go. It's a faux vintage book plate. And so you can make your own, which is kind of fun. And I like the process of making my own stuff if I can. Really more than buying the pretty embellishments. And they're pretty. There's nothing wrong with them. There's no right or wrong way to do this whole journaling thing. Sonny, what are you doing? Nothing, Mom. Oh, your voice sounds a little funny. Are you all right? Yeah, I'm just fine. Okay, well, we'll see how that goes later. Okay, next question is Pam. Love your video. Oh, this is Kathy Jackson. She says, love your videos. And hey, please tell me which Epson EcoTank printer you have. I did my research and still not sure which one is good for us crafters. They have a lot of different versions, and I would say look for the one that satisfies your needs. And the one I actually am using right at this moment is an EcoTank ET2803. It's a printer scanner. And I also have the, what is that other number? Hang on. I can't read it. Hold on. I got it. 2760. It has a bigger black ink tank than the 2803, but otherwise they seem to be the same. But they've been great, and I like to keep a backup one in case it has an issue. I can immediately flip the other one on and just keep going. And they've been great. I don't know. I'm very thankful for the recommendations from my Facebook group. A lot of people said they liked that version, and I hardwire mine to my computer, so I don't have any delay. I can't do the wireless thing for some reason in my house. It doesn't always transmit well, so I'm better hardwired, and yeah, it's running smoothly. So there you go. Okay, let me just put little heart skis here so we know we did those. I haven't made anything. I mean, I'm just showing you a pile of paper. That's nice. Maybe we could make some book plates. That would be nice. Yeah, that would be easy to do. Okay, so like today is craft chat day. Is like simple, mindless, just mass making fun stuff for no reason. You know, like just building up supply and talking with you guys and doing the contest. So let's see. We got this one. We got that one. Here is Mello says, love your altered paperclip ideas. Pam, what do you use to film your video? And also, what kind of printer do you have? I already answered the printer. Also, which paper are you using to print your DIGIKITS? The ones I sell to you, I print on 110-pound weight cardstock. And, but personally, I print them on either the cardstock or regular 20-pound regular printer copy paper from Amazon, just depending on the need. You know, do I want a thin paper? Do I want a thicker paper? Totally, you know, just depends on the circumstance. But nothing fancy, really, just regular paper. Oh, but you can print things on pretty paper, and sometimes it's really cool if you do a DigiKit onto a book page. That looks really cool. You can also put coffee-dyed papers through there. And if you have a back feeder on your printer, sometimes they get jammed, just saying, just sometimes they get jammed. But if you can get them nice and flat, they'll go through with the back feeder. And you can get some really cool imaging that way. That's a fun thing to do. You could also use ledger paper, you could use book pages, you could use index pages and just print on top of that. That would look really cool too. Let's see, we got another question here. Oh, okay, somebody's struggling, let's see. Joanne Henderson asks, how do you select your papers for junk journals, especially when you have sewed them or have prepared flaps? Is it size, color, decoration? I struggle with that part. That's a good question. I'm trying to think, like, how do I really approach it? And I have a big back stock of hand-dyed papers that I made. I went through a week of dyeing so much paper. It was insane, but I figured if I just did it in a big, you know, I was in the groove, and if I just do it, cover the whole house in drying paper, bake those papers, stack those papers, squash them down flat. It was just like a whole factory thing going on. I got a lot of stuff, and I put it in boxes, and so I pull from those a lot. I also have a lot of ledger paper, pretty book pages that I pull from, and honestly, it's just sometimes whatever mood I'm in when I'm making the actual signature pages, I'll ask myself, is this more of a writing journal, or is it more of an explore lookbook style chunky monkey journal? Do I want a lot of print on the pages, or do I want more bare pages, maybe just with some light decorative background, maybe with the coffee dyeing or the avocado dyeing or some stenciling possibly? And I seem to often come to a little common place of like maybe 3 or 4 blankish pages where you can do a lot of writing, but then maybe some print or something as an evoker, something to inspire or wake the person up or intrigue them a little bit, give them a little bit of a imaginative nudge where they can go ahead and just see you know, where they can go with that. Because sometimes if you come across a handwritten letter or something like that in a journal, it'll take you into another world, into somebody's life, and next thing you know, you're thinking about things you would never have been thinking about, and then you're maybe writing a related story you had, or a memory, or you're gathering some of the feathers you collected, you know, last fall or something, and you're tucking them in your journal because it was a great, whatever, you know, it's kind of just how I feel that day. That would be the honest way. I think she's saying if you have sewn them, wait, how do you select your papers for a junk journal, especially when you have sewed them or have prepared flaps? Well, sewed, I guess she's maybe means just sewed down the side of the page, I guess. So I would just fold them and put them in, or prepared flaps. Okay, sometimes I'll create the journal with the signatures in it, and then I'll make flaps afterwards. So if there's a page that's wide, sticking out of the book, where's a journal? Give me a journal. Here's one. So it's like sticking out like this. I'm like, oh, instead of tearing it or cutting it, maybe I'll just open it up here. So this is attached. I'll just fold it in, and there I've got a flap. And it'll fit perfectly because I'm eyeballing it where to put it. So you don't always have to cut or tear or remove. You can accommodate, yeah, which makes things nice and easy. Oh, crinkly tracing paper dyed. I always forget about that. I just found some I dyed a long time ago, and this stuff is awesome. If you ever get some tracing paper, tea dye it or coffee dye it, and then let it dry, and then you can do that, and it's wonderful. It's like hours of fun. I know. Okay. All right, we got that one. Cindy Stahl says, hi Pam, love your videos. My question, how do you get the musty smell out of books and paper if you can't put them out in the sun? I found a great old children's book, but it's very musty. Need to get the smell out so I can use it in a journal. Okay, let's distinguish must from mold. I'm sure there's some crossover, but let's just for general journal terms, let's think musty means stinky, and moldy is actual frank mold on the thing. Well, I would say don't deal with the mold. Just remove that from your universe. You don't need to deal with that stuff. It's probably not good for you. It gets little spores everywhere, and you don't want to be inhaling that stuff. But musty, old books sometimes smell old. They do. They smell old. And it's not necessarily anything bad, but you know, a couple things you can do. You can get a shoebox or a bigger box, something like that, or a tote or a bin, and put your book in there. You can take fabric dryer sheets, yeah, like those little dryer sheets, and put them like every other, you know, every third page or fourth page, or just shove a bunch in there and see if you can get that to alter the smell. You can open up a box of baking soda and put it in the tote and seal it up with the book. You could also take an open can of coffee beans and sit it in there. Coffee is wonderful for absorbing odors. It used to be something that I would do with, it actually helps alter the smell. Like I don't know exactly know what it does, but it does help. Some people also will take pieces of linen or cloth, and they will put a little vanilla or lavender on it and put it in there and see if that will help alter the smell. Opening up the book and airing out the book and just letting good old air and sunshine at it will also help freshen it up a little bit. And sometimes you have to let the book sit for a while when you get it to get the smell out. And sometimes you never really get the smell out. But the thing is, if you're going to deconstruct the book or butcher the book, you're going to be maybe only using one page in a journal here or there. So you're not going to have that overwhelming scent like you would in the original whole book. So that way, you can actually use the pages without them being so overwhelming. I guess that's my point. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you know, old book smell, very common. I mean, you know, when you walk into a used bookstore, there's a smell. You know, it's the old book smell, and it's just the way it is. You got to love that smell. If you don't love it, I don't know. Marilyn Wolf Borgensen says, "Hi Pam, will your Using Up Book Pages post always be available to view on YouTube? I have made a few things, but I want to refresh my memory and use up all these book pages." Yes, I mean, as far as I understand, once I put them up there, they're there to stay forever until, you know, YouTube no longer exists. So in perpetuity, those will be there for your reference. Yes, I have a playlist called Using Up Book Pages. It's the first playlist I ever made. And I was just taking okay, what are we going to do with the book page this day? Like, let's do this, let's do that. And I think there's probably about 75 or 80 videos in there about different things you can do with a random book page in your junk journals. So if you haven't checked that out, there you go. Let's see what that is. Oh, what's that about? Would love more digitals with the Undine theme, maybe myths, old tales, and legends. What do you think? That sounds familiar, like I've answered that question before. That was 9. Okay. Yeah, I like those too. The myths, the themes. I have fantasy and fables, medieval and magical, and oh, there's another one. What is it? Mystical maidens. Yeah, they're all along that fairy tale. There's others. There's fairies and fairy tale, fairies, dreams. Let's see. There's some other ones. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but yeah, I love that genre, that theme. I think it's very pretty and magical. Francisca Celadon Fiestas says, awesome craft chat. Do you have Chinese markets at your place? I buy paper clips at a very good price there. Oh, I did not know that. I don't know if we have Chinese markets. That's a good thing. I've never seen a Chinese market in my area, but now I will be on the look for Chinese markets. Let me tell you. Deborah Day says, I haven't heard Hollywood or the Loveys lately. Are they well? Have you ever used their feathers in a journal? I have, yes, I have. They're well. Everybody is fine. It's probably just like the time of day recording and that. And I actually changed my lovbird's cage. I downsized it because I have a very old lovebird. He's a very senior lovebird. That's Leonardo. And he has what's called crook neck or wry neck. His neck bends over. I don't know why it happened. It could be multiple reasons, but he sometimes falls off his perch now, and I had a very tall flight cage, and it was a long way down, shall we just say, and there were thuds. You know, I could hear like thud, thud, thud as he'd like hit things on the way down. I'm like, oh, this is not good for this poor little guy. So I had to make the big decision of, I didn't want to give him a smaller cage, but for his safety, I thought it would be better because it's not as far down to the bottom. And it's not made of rubber, so he's just a poor little guy. And he has a friend. He has Happy in there with him, so they kind of hang out together. And it's still a decent-sized cage for a lovebird, so it's okay. But, yeah, everybody is fine. It's probably just when I'm recording. And Laura Klein asks, oh, let me heart that one. Okay. Would you consider doing a video on different types of closure options on thick, thin, chunky monkey journals? Seems to give me troubles. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely do that. I will put that on my idea list. Thank you. That's a good idea. And a lot of different feelings on closures. Sometimes people like to have them, the little strings or the ropes or the sashes still attached. Some people like to just tie it up, and then when you untie it, you just remove it completely, and then you're not impinged by it. You know, like it's not wrapping around your feet or your ankles or something, and you can just enjoy the book. And then when you're done, you bind it back and just tie it. And a lot of different ways we can close journals. I like to have something that can change length a little bit, because you don't know how much or how little somebody is either going to put into or take out of a journal. So maybe you want to give them some flexibility in how much wrap you give them so they can tailor it to their needs. Okay, so here we have, what time is it? Oh, we got to do a drawing. Yeah, it's time to do a drawing. Okay, let's just do a drawing. All right, we haven't made anything. We've just been yakking today. Okay, well, that's the way it goes sometimes. You know, I'm getting together here. I'm apparently not 100% together, but I'm 89% together. Okay, so that's what we got. That's what we're working with. Okay, let's see. Okay, hang on here. Okay, we are back in action, and we are doing the Scrappy contest. We'll do the, let's do the fabric Scrappy contest first. So I'm making some fabric packs. I'm in the throes of cutting, making more fabric packs. So I do get a lot of extra scraps from those. So they're very usable pieces. They're very interesting pieces, and I think that might be fun for somebody to play with. So we're going to do that first drawing here. So let's do that now. Out of this, there are 679 potential comments, and we got a few more this time because there was a 2-week lag. let's just see who won. Watch for your name. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Is that you? Did you win? Hey, Rita Craft. Rita Craft. Okay, there you go, Rita Craft. You won the Fabric Scrappy Contest. Congratulations. All you need to do is email me at pam@thepaperoutpost.com. Let me know you won the Fabric Scrappy Contest, and that and just give me an address to mail your prize to, and I will mail that off to you. You have until next Thursday to contact me. And let's go ahead. No, actually, we'll hang on. Okay, hold on. Slow down, everybody. Okay, so to enter the contest, all you do is leave a comment down below the craft chat video, and then the next week we'll do a drawing for the prizes. So it's pretty easy, and it's kind of fun, you know, and keeps my stuff moving, flowing, and maybe gives you some fun things to play with. So I'm just looking at this journal. See, I already forgot I made this journal. We were making this together. Somebody was asking me how I picked the pages. I love these really rich avocado dyed pages. It's a lot of just every page is different. When you hand dye paper, you really, I mean, you can do things to it to make it do certain things, but you know, these patterns and that, often they just come at will. And one page will have it and the next one won't, and I have no idea why. See, there's another one. This is avocado dyed as well. It was probably somewhere in the middle of the pack. It's a fainter, softer, less intense. This was probably on the top or the bottom of a pack as I was drying it in the oven. And coffee dyed. But yeah, I'm just getting some ideas here for what we can put in this. I think it's like I need to repair this page a little bit. It's okay, that happens. Maybe I'll just repair that while I'm here. Okay, hold that there. Don't anybody move. Sometimes it's kind of fun to repair these pages with some washi tape. And it can look cool depending on what you use as your piece, repair piece. So here's, I've got some music, and here's some, what's this? Words? Yep. Some kind of words. And what's this one? Just like a little grid pattern. That's kind of cool. Yeah, maybe do the grid pattern or the words. Yeah, maybe the grid pattern. Probably a good idea to reinforce with some Scotch Crate glue stick or your favorite glue stick, because sometimes the tack on the washi is very low tack tape and it just comes off. You know, you put it on, it just peels off. Put it on, it just peels off. You know what I mean? You do that for a while and you're like, where's my glue stick? Give me my glue stick. Okay. About that much. Okay. So I hope you guys are having fun out there. I hope you've been crafting all this time, and we'll get back in the swing of things. You just wait. Tomorrow will be a more normal video. Yeah, fun. We'll do something fun. Oh, yeah, I'm tearing other ends of it as I go. I tore that a little bit, so I'm just going to come here. I'm just going to keep repairing. Yeah. You can do that because sometimes pages are old and fragile, and that happens. So you can just sort of fix it and keep going. You can always cover it up. Remember that. All right, here we go. Let's just give you a little reinforcement here. And you can flip it around to the other side and just reinforce it that way. And you can also use washi tape to reinforce the center of a crumbly page. That will give more strength when you're sewing your pages together. It won't crumble as much on you. Sometimes it goes anyway, but you know, you make enough journals, you kind of figure out what's going to make it and what doesn't. And never let a little crumble get in your way. Here's a very old page, but it's still intact enough. I like that. Okay, so we're just looking through here to see where this journal is going to take us. So, okay, so if you're looking like how many blank pages, hand-dyed, coffee-dyed, you don't have to use hand-dyed pages. You can stencil white pages. You can rubber stamp pages. They look really pretty rubber stamp too. Just regular white pages, rubber stamp. We'll make a journal with just all white pages and rubber stamping, and I think you might like it. It's a pretty effect. It's fun to do different things every once in a while. You know, I don't always say something. Okay, so here, this is probably the biggest thing every junk journaler, you know, gets to deal with at some point, is going through their book and finding out which page is glued together. Yeah, that happens all day, every day in the life of a junk journaler, because I would imagine that we're all, we don't all wait for the glue to dry. I mean, we got things to do, right? We got things to do. Okay, here's a question from Jessica Page. She asks, question, do you use the same dauber for all of your brown inks, or blue, pink, purple? Or do you have separate daubers for each color? I seem to have more ink and oxide pads than daubers. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely a cross-pollinator, and I will use like brown for every shade of brown, blue for every shade of blue, pink for every shade of pink, purple, red, not so much red maybe, but pinks. And yeah, and so no, I mean, some people put the actual fresh little pad on the bottom of every ink pad. And that is amazing to me, and I will never have the patience to do that. I think I tried. I put 3 of them on. I was dead. I was dead in the water after that. I was exhausted. I had to go get lunch. So that wasn't going to happen. And I use the same old ratty daubers. I've gone through different ones over time. I guess that's true. But this, yeah. And somebody actually was very kind, and they sent me some daubers things because they were probably looking at this guy going, "Why doesn't she just change the thing? It's all yucky." It's well loved. That's what this is, well loved. And yes, I do need to change it because I'm probably inefficiently inking because I've lost half the foam off this. But basically, I just either Velcro or glue it back on because sometimes it comes off. I think I've even stapled it in there before I've done that. I'm not sure on this one. But yeah, there's the spool trick. Jessica Rapp taught me that. It was very smart. You can use a styrofoam spool or just a regular spool. They all work. And don't forget about these babies. I mean, honestly, I would ask for this for Christmas. If I, don't have these, they're great because you can really do beautiful stenciling with these. So you'll see these out and about when you're out in Walmart and TJ Maxx and Marshalls and places like that. They'll have sets of these, or you can order them online at pretty much anywhere. And makeup paddle brushes, craft paddle brushes, thickly packed and dense paddle brushes. They are awesome for stenciling. I'll do more stenciling this year and have some fun with that. Okay, so let's answer one more question and then we'll do our drawing. How about that? Karen Halgren, love your videos and creativity. You always make me chuckle. Question, does the glue stick dry out over time where items fall apart? I feel like I answered these already. I might be going into old questions. I haven't had that problem, Karen. With the Scotch-Crate glue stick, I've had good luck with it. I have had the problem with other glue sticks. And that's why I stick with this one, because the stuff seems to stick. It's a permanent glue stick. Yeah, it's not a temporary one. Watch out, there's some temporary glue sticks out there. Make sure you're not using one of those. Repositional, they call them. Repositionable? Repositionable? Yeah, I think so. Just make sure you're using the right one, but that's a good one. I mean, I like it, but there's a million of them out there. A lot of people they like Yoo-hoo or whatever it's called. Oohoo, oohoo, U-H-U, uh-huh, uh-hoo. I don't know. Nobody can pronounce it. And there you go. So let's do another drawing. Okay, here we are back at the station. Are you ready? Are you ready? Pick another winner. There we go. Let's watch it. This is for the paper scraps. Felicia P. Congratulations. Felicia P. She's like, no fibbing, Sunny. Sunny must have been fibbing about something. Same thing, Felicia. Make sure you contact me by next Thursday. My email address is pam@thepaperoutpost.com. And just go ahead and send me a note with your mailing address, and I will mail you off that prize. Okay, hold on. All right, Sunny, it's time. It's been a while. You remember how to do this? I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but just give me a try. Let me get back into things. Where am I? I'm coming in. Hello. What? Come up. Can you tilt the camera down, Mom? I can't really see me very well. Okay. Oh, hi, everybody. It's Sunshine. And I have news. I have news. Apparently, you seem like you're like far away. What are you doing down there? Okay. Apparently, I'm going to have a haircut tomorrow. Yeah. Yes, you are. And why are you going to have a haircut tomorrow? Cause I have long hair and it's getting hot in Florida again. And Mom, tell him, Mom. No, you tell him. Okay. Mom took me on some walks and I got very dirty. And
Mom said she was going to bathe me, but then she got this brilliant idea. Why not take Sunshine to the spa and just have them do it? Since I needed a haircut anyway.
Oh, really? Is that what happened?
Yeah? Would you remember it differently?
No, I think you're quite accurate about that. And is your throat feeling better?
Yes.
Oh, you little munchkin. All right, so you look like you're pretty happy here on camera, like you missed this. I'm just
Gonna go to sleep now, Mom. Good night.
okay, you don't let me disturb you. No, I'm sure people have a lot more important things to do. Anyway, send your well wishes.
All right, everybody. Happy crafting. You'll see me next time with a haircut. I think. Wait, no. Mom may do one more video today, so I might not have a haircut yet. So maybe 2 videos.
Okay, all right, there you go. I think they're forewarned. All right, you're going to be looking slim and lean for bathing suit season. There you go, folks. So it's so wonderful to be back with you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and being very patient with all the delays of the voice thing. But yeah, I'm back in action. So, if you don't know, I have a free monthly emailed newsletter. If you're interested in getting a free digital image emailed to you every month, just sign up for my newsletter, and you'll also get a free note from the bookmaker, which explains what a junk journal is and how to use it. I tuck those in the beginning of my journals to help people understand what on earth they just received. And my job is not done because everywhere I go, I keep asking people about junk journals, and nobody's heard of them. So my mission is not complete yet until everybody knows what a junk journal is. And my videos come out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and Saturdays, 7 a.m. Eastern time, as long as I don't have laryngitis. And I have an Etsy shop, which houses my DIGIKITS, which are printables. They're computer files that you purchase, and then they're always stored in your Etsy account. I strongly recommend you use your Etsy account to purchase them, because then you just go in your purchases in your Etsy account and they're always there. You can download them to your computer or your phone or whatever, your tablet, anytime you want, and print them out, or you can download them and save them on your device as well. And if you lose it, can't remember where you put it on your device, you can always go back into your Etsy shop and find the files again. And the download file thingies are also on the emailed receipt, but they're at the very bottom. You got to scroll all the way to the bottom of the receipt, and that's where they are, way down there. And I also sell FUNDLEs, which are collections of old and interesting paper. They look a lot better than this, but it does give you a lot of fun things to play with. And the 100+ pieces of antique ledger and checks and postcards and receipts and black and white photos and all sorts of fun stuff. If you're a bit of a historian or a collector, I think you might find some interesting things in there. And I also have a print and mail service for those who want the DIGIKITS but don't have a printer or don't like to print. I will print in batches of 10 DIGIKITS for you on lightweight cardstock paper, 110-pound weight. All I need from you is the list of names of the DIGIKITS, and I only need the first 2 or 3 words. Just email me that list, or you can Etsy message me that list, and I will print those out and package them up and mail them off to you, and that's free priority shipping included with that. And also you get free priority shipping with the FUNDLE as well. And I have an Amazon shop. So if you're looking for favorite tools and supplies, I try and put links to everything I can find there. That does help my shop, but you do not pay more for these items by using my links. So thank you for everybody who's used those links. And also I have a merchandise shop, which is basically a t-shirt shop. So if you like the phrase "create with reckless abandon" or "everything is a craft supply until proven otherwise," you can get that on a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a zipped hoodie, a mug, a tote, or a water bottle. And you can find me on social media on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. I have a Facebook group called the Paper Outpost Facebook group. Why don't you come on over and hang out with us? We're doing weekly and monthly challenges, as well as seeing what you guys make from these videos, getting inspired, getting a lot of oohs and ahs, and people come up with some great ideas. So thank you all for sharing. And you're also welcome just to lurk. And most of all, remember, the fun can be simple, and create with reckless abandon, everybody. And it's great to be back. I've missed you. Bye-bye.